What the Matrix and Andrew Tate's webcam business wants is good-looking women like yourself to sacrifice all their values, beauty, time, care, and love for some companies' bottom line profits. They want her to ideally be without children. That's why you see top positions in business development managers being single women, to use them to close deals, as men don't think straight when they see beautiful women. It's a fact. What about fat or ugly women? Don't they have a heart and feelings too? And what message does this really send to women and young girls? If you don't look great and display your beauty, you're not valued or respectable? And what does the woman do to counter this? She wears provocative clothing, spends 2 hours every morning to get ready for work so people can judge her on her appearance, rather than her intellect. And now women use this to their advantage by seducing their bosses and getting a promotion. I've seen it firsthand. Now, how does Islam solve the problem? Islam asks the woman to cover herself and her visible beauty and asks her not to be flirtatious or seductive. She is precious and she is much more than just a pretty face. She should be looked at as a human first. She should be judged on her intellect, her knowledge, her personality, her brains, rather than any body part she can reveal. When a woman puts a hijab on, she's actually liberating herself from society's pressures, from what men want of her. She's actually obeying her creator, rather than the creation of the creator. She doesn't need to spend hours on her hair and makeup, and on the other hand though, Islam also asks the men to lower their gaze. A man is not allowed to look twice at a woman who he's not permissible to look at, and not even touch any woman who is not his wife. Okay, is Islam against women education? Firstly, you need to appreciate where the world was with regards to women's rights even 100 years ago. Have a look at this list of 40 points that Western societies did not allow women to do. Islam was actually the liberator of women when it was revealed 1400 years ago. Prior to Islam, newborn daughters were buried alive. Women were used and abused and were often prisoners of war and slaves. Even as early as 1900s, Western universities did not allow women in there. Can you believe that? What did Islam do? In 857, the world's first university was built by Fatima al-Fihri in Morocco. A Muslim woman built that university. Islam gave women rights. Islam says if you want to enjoy a woman, you must contractually and wholeheartedly marry her and openly declare it. There is no room for use and abuse of women in Islam, and divorcing a woman or man is seen as the worst possible thing a Muslim can do of all the things that are permissible. Islam asks all Muslims to seek knowledge, and whoever is on the path to seek knowledge and dies is considered a martyr, the highest reward you can get. Islam is actually what started the transformation of the Arab region towards education and science, and them discovering algebra and maths. In fact, the algorithms currently being used in your smartphones, in your devices, and even ChatGPT and artificial intelligence is all to do with algebra that was initially discovered by a Muslim scholar. Learn more about it by watching my video on ChatGPT. So what does Islam offer to the woman? Islam says there is paradise at the feet of the mother. How much respect does that give the woman automatically from her own children? Islam says if a woman dies in the process of childbirth, she becomes a martyr, someone who died in God's path, and thus she goes to paradise. Compare that to society now, where a female is shunned for choosing to have children and being a housewife, that she's ruining her body and will get left behind in a career, and her children don't even respect her. Islam says the men are caretakers of women, which means the woman isn't obliged to go to bad places where she gets harassed or abused just to earn a living. She has either her father, brother, or husband who are required to fulfill her needs. She has a support system, and she's not left to fend for herself by whatever means possible. Islam says a woman should prioritize her husband's needs and her family's needs first. She's not there to satisfy society or her employer. She's there to satisfy her husband and to look after the children, and in turn the husband looks after her. So a woman should do something that's positive and that's good for her development and good for society, rather than be subjected to her boss's desires. Okay, quick story, a hadith. A man once came for advice to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ as to who he should be good to. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ advised him to do good to his mother, to do good to his mother, to do good to his mother. 3 times he said that. And at the 4th time, the Prophet told him to do good to his father. That shows you the importance and value that has been given to a mother. So what does Islam say to the man now? Islam says it's better for the man to be nailed in the forehead with a hammer than to touch a woman who's impermissible to him, thus protecting the woman and not allowing any harassment. Islam says to the father not to be disappointed upon finding that his newborn is a female, not a male. Islam says to the man to have ghira, which is protective jealousy, over his wife. Not let her spend time with her old boyfriends or wear provocative clothing and go to work and let other men enjoy her. Okay, let's end this video with this beautiful saying of our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He says, each one of you is a guardian or a shepherd or a leader, and each one of you is responsible for his own charges. So the man is a guardian over his family and is responsible for them. A woman is a guardian over the family of the husband and his children and is responsible for them. So question yourself, are you being a proper leader in your house? Or are you out partying late at night and you have no idea what a family structure is? In the next video, let's explore the top G mentality and love of the money and being a high value man. I also ask you to please like and subscribe as it helps grow the channel.